feel about this series?
I truly believe so, Veli. A wise man in Game of Thrones once said that chaos is a ladder, and let me tell you, mate, Paris climbing it slowly but surely. Yesterday was anything to go by. Today could be a wild one. Chance, how you doing, brother? Welcome.
I'm doing all right. You're talking about Game of Thrones quote. I'm thinking about a quote that I was told when I was 12 years old playing baseball of the team of joy. Paris Legion this entire year have been the team of joy in that they bring joy to anyone they play against because, hey, a free dub makes everybody happy. That being said, this is now the time to be like the dagger team, to end seasons, to demoralize straight up going into the major. And obviously for the bounty match, like, you know, I'm not too big on the bounties, but for this one, it is actually a big deal. Like, get some of that extra cash for these guys on Paris Legion, that extra little bit of motivation to play. It's time to be spoiler. You can get the evil laugh like track in the background, whatever you want, but that's what Paris are playing for. And Ghost Minnesota on the flip side, pretty much in the state where they're fighting for their lives. Yeah,
truly, indeed. I think it was Littlefinger. It was Peter Baelish. He was the ghost, said it. There we go. But I like the quote, Chance, about the team of joy. And that is what shade being thrown today here on this glorious Saturday. Call of Duty action coming your way. But yeah, we have had a quick issue with the lobby, guys. We're going to get this one back up and running ASAP. For Røkkr, yeah, this is a big one, Chance. The Death touched upon it. We'll touch upon it again, no doubt. The road to champs, the campaign for nearly all the teams in the CDL, has been possibly one of the most stressful runs, I think, for many of these players throughout their careers. It's not over for Røkkr. It's certainly over for Paris for now. But as you said, spoiler could be played. But for Minnesota Røkkr, a very important matchup. Not just for the champs, but also for the major as well. So a big one today. Absolutely everything's getting left on the line here.
Today truly is the day. They are in the exact same situation as the Florida Mutineers. I would say the bad news for Florida is they play LAT, while obviously you do have Minnesota playing against the team of joy. But you are 5 points down behind 8th place. You win here for both Florida and Minnesota. You start in winner's bracket come the major, and you are that much more comfortable just to have success. I mean, obviously, you know, it's a major. Any team can come out and win the thing, get 65 points, and you should be good to go pretty much no matter who you are, outside of Paris for actually making champs after the fact. So who knows what's going to happen, but you definitely want to put yourself in a good spot. This is Minnesota's opportunity. Come out, take care of business. You've already gotten some big wins, but make sure you get that winner's bracket. And if you can just jump up to the 8th seed right before the major, even sweeter.
Yeah, even sweeter indeed. Here we go, friends. Map number 1 is upon us. Paris, the spoilers will be those trying to dive in on the point first. Røkkr win the opening fights. Trades abound, as is tradition here on Bocage. And for now, a relatively decent start out of Minnesota Røkkr. Good kills going their way. Gravity getting himself on the board as well, Chance. And Paris so far, heads up play, looking towards P2 already.
Well, just to, touch on Bocage, both of these teams have played it twice. Both of these teams have played against the exact same two. Both against OpTic in Seattle. Paris are 0-2, Minnesota 2-0. So Røkkr have been taking down some top dogs on this map. And I mean, frankly, already this is one of the stronger P1 hills you'll actually see. To get 16 seconds and to keep the spawns over towards new, I think Røkkr would be happy for it. Of course, I say keep the spawns. Obviously, Paris putting on that pressure.
Yeah, pressure now on, and both angles of attack have been dealt with. Good hold there from Røkkr. We can see the hard point now flip over into the hands of the purple-clad team. Top side of the screen once again. Kills still going their way. Paris yet to find an opening whatsoever here. So this is brilliant work out of Røkkr. Backline, though, now wide open. It's the young gun, John. He's in. Tempted to back him up. You have now an angle to work out. Last man done. It is over. Røkkr have been wiped. That's the break.
I mean, hey, yeah, take that every day of the week. Nice, clean break. You take the time to work those spawns and pretty much have the clean break over towards P2. You see Havok, at least with the nade, is able to get a player from Paris outside the hill. And I mean, that is Paris taking extra 6 or 7 seconds to actually recover and get somebody back in the situation where they're collecting time. Johnny gets dealt with. Another player for Paris is going to fall. And I'd say once again, they're not quite on point with like the clockwork of getting people in the time. But even if it's not clockwork, you still have the lead.
Yep. Time now still in the lead for a brief moment. Paris Legion, the side point not been a very productive one whatsoever for Røkkr. We'll see how they go over towards the bottom side of Granny's. That's up next now. Tatch is going to be the man trying to make his way forward there. Again, spawns all locked down. Priest has got himself in there. Riverside safe now from Havok. 4 dead, a clean one, but look at those spawns. Paris are in the back. Priest is all over it now. Quick eyes on, guns up, finds at least the first. This is a brilliant look out of Minnesota Røkkr.
And I was just going to say, like, good reads by Røkkr as well, because I think Priestahh was actually the first player to turn, and he was actually very heads up about the back spawn. So hyper aware, reading the spawns, getting the kills, and attached 9 and 5, Standy on a 5 spree. I mean, you have one sort of poor break on P2, but right now it is perfect on to new. It's like Standy does get shut down. Couple trades come back and forth, but hey, it's still Røkkr collecting all this time.
Johnny trying to get it done. Can't get any more out of that one. Røkkr still keeping it all tight here in bottom side of groundings. 20 seconds remaining, give or take. And so far, so good. Temp waiting for an opportunity to fall into his lap. He's going to have to go and seek it out. Does indeed. Time still in the hands of Røkkr. Last man up, Priestahh brought down. Scrap going the way now of Paris Legion. Rotation of Barn already there. And Røkkr are in there again. Chance. Is this a sign of things to come for the rest of the map?
Well, I mean, if nothing else, they've pretty much had control of the game. I mean, I know they got broken down on P2, but at least in my opinion, it sort of felt like one of the slower bocages we have had. Even Priestahh getting sort of that like final kill just to make sure his teammates are back for the 50-50 scrap fights. But in these fights, MP40s reign supreme, or so do self-mades.
I mean, Jimbo a little too fast for his own good there. Gets into the mix. His teammates all drop. You've got Røkkr back in control of the hill. Now 14-7 for Priestahh. As Havok now trying to sow the seeds of discord in the push forward now from Paris Legion. One man up and still kicking. That's Johnny, the newcomer, brought down now by Priestahh. Over to Standy next. He's going to get himself a freebie, and we're over 100 points now for Minnesota Røkkr.
And it really does feel like sort of the unmixiest bocage. I mean, Røkkr again in pretty clean control, taking their time, not in any sort of hurry. And now even on Attach, Jimbo just eyes closed. I suppose Attach does get traded, but you still have a little bit of time to work with, an extra few seconds for Havok and his teammate to gear up and try to get these back spawns.
Back spawns now, that's the mission objective of Minnesota Røkkr. Paris now soaking up some much needed time. Temp does get traded out. Gravity to pick it up that bottom position over by Standy. He does get at least one. So now back over to the hard point we go, and it's still a good hold out. Paris, Jimbo and Gravity. A tongue twister indeed as they pick up them kills as well. Time still ticking the way of Paris. Attach can't get anything else done. Riverside, all good.
They just had to work at those spawns, by the way. They're actually cutting through tunnel, but that ends up getting bread. So now it is Paris, in fact, making the plays. And I know one nade kill has come through so far on this hill, but that's it. But maybe this is the moment. But your player inside the hill, Johnny, wins the one-on-one gunfight. So Paris right now trying to turn this one into pretty much a full 60. Barely even contested. Priestahh in the hill gets traded out instantly. You're looking for the AR gunfights back out. Donnie Temp there to take him down. And I mean, hey, we talk about this being one of the unmixiest games. That has remained true. Players get that rotation, completely lock this hill down, and honestly, they've turned this into a game.
It turns into a game. The unbreakable hill turns into a bit of a moment there for Paris Legion. Røkkr, we'll see how they're faring now with a quick listen in.
You do the honey hop.
One zig the barn, zig the barn, zig the barn, zig the barn. One's barn, one's barn, one's barn.
One's right street. Try and keep that
Barn is in tools and one's barn. They went home.
I need a gate.
There's two by barn, two by barn. Donnie.
He's hay hop. I'm
picking up right.
One more zig weak. Bottom barn, Johnny. Bottom barn, guys. Yeah, bottom barn dead. One more.
Last guy high.
Bottom barn to field door corner.
Field door corner. He's still field door.
Then, nice,
good shit. His name tag.
Back right, guys. Pick up dirt.
I have the right.
Time. Back right. Front half wall. Back one. Three down. Bottom barn dead.
Donnie in the back. Donnie half wall.
They flip.
They definitely spawned dirt.
I'm hitting dirt.
I'm nading dirt here.
They're probably not even all.
One's right.
Bottom barn dead. I take your time.
One do the shots.
One could be right.
I'm doing the shots.
Oh, he's yeah, dirt. Go take
one in new on me.
In new
dirt, nice.
Last guy dirt. Last guy Johnny. They're spawning behind you.
I'm on time. I'm
I have all their background. Dirt, Jimbo dead.
Get my take. I can get coop. I can get coop.
Don't hold their pinches. Oh, he's coop.
Right door, one shot.
Down
one shot as well.
Things aren't a heat up in the Røkkr camp, Chance, as Paris still applying the pressure. P2 not looking as easy as it once was now for Minnesota. What do you make of the comms?
Well, I mean, the comms are the sort of level of intensity you expect from a team that is coming out in a must-win. It does not matter who you are playing against. You need the points, and honestly, for this P2, you still need the time. Like, Paris Legion are 2 for 2. And granted, I'd say for Paris, it's only P2 and the P5 where they've had success, but they've been so successful that it is still a close game. The trades in and around the point. I mean, Jimbo 14 and 25, but at least around this hill, he is getting some important ones. So solid lockdown time. And honestly, Paris, they might be able to take this lead.
This game is none of it yet. Røkkr's current success here on the map. Bocage has been very kind to them as of recent. At this moment in time, though, Paris Legion looking to get back into this one. Jimbo, seeing this life still continue. Towards the backside of the hard point, he's going to go. Good coverage. Oh, not enough to get Havok, though. He's in the back line. Can't get any more. A lot of damage dealt, though. Now to the front. Coming through the front door. Now we have it. Paris trying to get anything more out of this. Gravity managing to get at least one. Can he get any more? Allowing the boys now to reinforce. A couple of angles of attack as Gravity's shots are still good. It's a 4, almost a 5 spree. And now Paris have managed to sneak in through the back door.
Yeah, I mean, you will take this right last. This was the hill where they basically had a money hill effect in their way. They weren't able to get the break, but this time pretty quick on making it happen. And now the opportunity for Legion to try to accrue the largest lead they have had this game. Granted, only 4 points for the moment, and it's looking like it might be a back and forth battle, but they're certainly keeping this dream alive. And Røkkr, of course, though, doing the smart thing, able to stabilize, forcing Legion with those right side spawns. So you will be over towards the barn first, but obviously it is a lot tighter than it once was.
Yeah, this is getting close. Barn's up. Next hard point here in the set. Temp trying to make his way through the back. Standy spots him out, so that's going to make the fight a little bit easy for him. Into the battle we go. Catches one. Still through mid-map. Jimbo now with an opening. Great teamwork there from Røkkr, keeping the hard point all safe and very, very tight on the defense. Now towards the back side of the map. Here come Paris Legion. One more big bang here. Can they find their way forward? Priestahh says no. Havok attaching the kill feed. Another for attach. He's going wild. Standy getting involved as well. All 4 down. Paris flip.
Well, Minnesota have been on point with just reading these spawns, and I think they're going to be on point once again. It takes them the extra second waiting for the teammates to spawn up, but then it is all 4 guns. Look in the right direction, and honestly, I mean, they get P2 pushed out. You get attached to sort of be the late flanker on this hill. I think that is basically as good as a barn hill as you could really ask for, especially if you get the scrap time. And honestly, even more so if you get the glide. Unfortunately, Havok doesn't get that kill, but that would have made this P5 nice and easy. But hey, you get the back spawns anyway. Røkkr now firmly in control of this game.
Yeah, there's the glide. That should be it. You've just got to make sure you keep River safe. They weren't able to manage to do it earlier on, but now this could be the closer now. The final 10 seconds for the victory here for Røkkr, holding the players off. Havok's 9 spree continues from the top rope. He's about to soar in. His teammates find the kills. That is it. It's all good. Put a button on it. Stick a fork in it. It is done. Map number 1 goes to Røkkr.
And in all honesty, that is probably one of the most structured games of Bocage we have seen all year long. I mean, quite a few hills actually get translated to like a decent chunk of time. And I would say really the biggest point for me for Minnesota Røkkr is just how effective they were at reading the spawns. The first P3 they had inside Grandma's when they spawned everybody towards the back, Priestahh read it basically instantly towards the barn hill at the end. When things were actually, like, it was a close game within 10 or 15 points. They went in the barn hill. Paris Legion literally did not score a single second for the rest of the game. And I mean, they turned things around. They flipped spawns twice on that individual hill. Read them both times. Havok goes on a 7 spree, make things nice and easy. But I would say just, well-oiled gameplay on Bocage towards the end from Røkkr, as unmixy as it gets.
Yeah, I mean, what's the opposite of a mix? I mean, I suppose it's just the fresh ingredients, and that is exactly what we saw out of Minnesota Røkkr there as we look across the highlights. Shout out again to Priestahh. Wonderful performance from him. Heads up play, and the gun he was on, the automaton ringing out here in map number 1. Kudos to Paris, though, once again, though. They put in the best they could. At times, a great comeback. That magnificent river hold they had seemingly lasted forever. Sadly, not the perfect 60, but it was a magnificent bit of work either way. Røkkr taking map number 1, though, sets themselves up in a great way as their run on Bocage continues. Now it's 3 in a row.
Yeah, and I suppose just the sort of other way to look at it, maybe the more standard way to look at it, if you have your main SMG Slayer on one team that goes double negative, especially on this map, it is just going to be very difficult to actually, have a high impact game. So obviously not ideal from Jimbo playing out of Canada. So he has never had the truly fun experience online, and I'd say especially so on Bocage, just not the best look, but whatever the case may be, I suppose that is sort of the expectation, right? You have Minnesota, who going into this 2-0 on this map, obviously now 3-0, and the exact opposite for Paris, who are now 0-3 through stage 4. So this is how the series, at least based on the maps, was expected to start.
Yep, well, there we go. Røkkr with the victory. A nice spree out of Havok towards the end. Their streaks, you name it, everyone pulling their weight. As we now roll into the search and destroy, Tuscan coming up next, followed of course by Gavutu, Balloon, Bocage. We'll see if we do manage to make our way back as we bookend this series with a couple of Bocages. Again, game 5, we saw Paris go there yesterday. Will they be able to do the same thing today? I hope Røkkr fans, for those of you watching, I'm sure there's a watch party somewhere out there in the world, they will absolutely be looking to close this one out in 3. Tuscan coming up now though, Chance. How are we feeling? Well, you know, Paris they've stunned a few folks here on the very map and mode. Think it could happen today?
Well, funnily enough, Paris actually have a better record on Tuscan Search and Destroy than Minnesota. Obviously, both of these teams, it's a combined record with a few different rosters. However, throughout this stage, Paris is yet to win a single S&D. I think the closest the game they've had, they've lost 6-4 or something like that. So they've been getting bullied out in Search and Destroy. I think Minnesota, I mean, they should come out and win map 2 as well.
We would imagine that. However, crazier things have happened and continue to happen here in the Call of Duty League. Minnesota Røkkr now a calm moment of contemplation before they dive into the search. A team that have been pretty clutch, got to be said, when it comes to the mode. They've had a nice run of things so far. Oh, go on, mate.
Oh, I was just going to say, speaking of the clutch factor for Minnesota, I think something Studdy/Jay was talking to me earlier is they're either round 11 or game 5. I think it was round 11 record. Wasn't super sweet, 2-8 overall, but since they made the roster change, since they picked up Havok, 2-2. So the clutch factor, while not crazy by any means, they've actually been just at least a little bit better, seen a little bit more of a bump. And I mean, even just speaking of the clutch, right? Minnesota do actually lose potentially their most important series of the stage to Florida. They put themselves in a pretty bad spot where they were 1-2 record overall, but they still ended up getting their big win the other day. They got a big win against OpTic as well, and obviously are now in prime position to still go and get winners bracket for the major. So, you know, aspects of clutch have been in the mix. Obviously, though, this is still the online qualifying portions of stage 4.
I mean, what about the clutch when it comes to the earlier rounds, not having to go the distance to round 11? True. Clutch up them early ones, guys. How about you keep it tight? Don't have to go the distance. Here we go, though, into Tuscan map number 2. Again, this is a bounty match. It's 10 grand on the line here. So whether you find the win here if you're Røkkr, you make your way into winners bracket of the upcoming major. You've also got some spending money for when you're in New York, baby. Everyone wants to go on a shopping trip around one of the biggest and busiest cities on the planet, and we cannot wait to see you all next week. That's going to be a lot of fun, friends. If you haven't already got your tickets, do so now. You know, the match we go. Tuscan hardpoint. Thank God this is search.
Well, that is the stat for Search and Destroy for what it's worth. The graphic, unfortunately, a little bit mixed up. But again, Paris Legion yet to win a Search and Destroy throughout this stage. But talk about an opportunity. Johnny gets behind enemy lines instantly, and Priestahh completely on top of it. I mean, honestly, just shades the Bocage. Priestahh was reading the spawns time and time again. Now you're reading this strat. Standy,
oh my!
Okay.
Oh my! With a 40, with the MP40. Gravity though. E and Temp making their way forward. Temp not going to fall for those tricks anymore. Again, Jimbo, sadly that thing didn't seem to be helping him whatsoever. They're 2v2 now. Attach and Havok's trying to stay this one alive. Good shots out of Attach. Now makes it 1v2, and Gravity is in trouble. That's the round. Goes to Røkkr.
I was literally just getting ready to say, I mean, Jay talked about this yesterday of Standy watching that with an MP40. I literally would have said, you're never going to get a kill with that gun in that situation. And then Standy just beams. I suppose, you know, headshot multiplier always coming into effect. So the MP40 can do some wild things. And it's still a very strange setup, but obviously, even if he doesn't get the kill, he has the opportunity to make adjustments. I know he does get traded out, but Minnesota just an interesting setup. But hey, pays off there, especially so in my mind. Again, Priestahh just getting that first blood really opens up the round.
It's a ballsy play. I mean, we can talk about this all day, but between Bloom and the nature of the MP40, that was a lucky one there from Standy, but happy to take the kill, gets out either way. Here comes the next round up, though. Aggressive out of Paris. They are forward in the map. And once again, it's your boy Johnny, and Johnny is on the hunt. Johnny be good, gets himself a Havok. That's going to be first blood going his way again, and he has been a dangerous player to watch here on Tuscan. Temp trying to join him in the kill feed. There it is. Standy goes down as well, and Johnny, hungry like the wolf, gets fed to him there, though. As the kills are finished now, and it's attached in the 1v3.
Easiest way to break the round down on defense, right? Fly and get that first blood. And I mean, there is just zero map control that Minnesota was able to get on any portion of the map. And I know Attach can clutch, but the bomb down, not in a fun spot. All three of these players grouped up. It is the perfect setup right now for the Legion as well. And honestly, I don't even know how you break it down. The only way to break this down, you have to take a one-on-one fight against Jimbo, but Attach nowhere near in position to make anything happen.
And he's going to be checking corners for quite some time. 20 seconds remaining on the round. Spots one. Might be able to get a kill or two. I'll take that for now. An interesting turn of events. He's now put himself in between the two last remaining members of Paris Legion, and that's going to be the round. Kudos again to Johnny. Nice shots there at the opening pick. Temp joining him, giving his boys the advantage. They don't let it slip. Paris not out of this yet.
Yeah, maybe that should be the key to victory for Minnesota Røkkr, right? Shut down Johnny. You'll be good to go on these rounds. Obviously, he is very willing to be a playmaker in S&D, and in spite of sort of the woes Paris Legion have had, Johnny has had some pop-off moments in Search and Destroy. And I mean, obviously that is 2 back-to-back rounds where round 1 tries to make a play through the middle of the map. He gets shut down, Paris lose it. Next round, tries to make a play through the middle of the map, gets the first blood, they win the round. So Johnny, at the very least on the mini-map, got to keep your eye on him. And hey, there you go. He goes boom.
That's a brilliant nade. Standing just over the top of P5 there, gets it. Priestahh, deep defense. Over by the A-bomb site now. Nades up. Will it be as magical as the one his teammate threw just a moment ago? That one, though, not very magical. Ruined his day. Temp and Gravity now space to work with Attach. Oh, spots him, but they shut the door in his face. And now an opportunity to possibly plant the bomb towards there. You've got some numbers, and somehow Temp is brought down there. That is unfortunate. Røkkr reinforcements now making their way through mid-map. Jimbo's feeling the burn.
Yeah, that would be the worst challenge of the day so far. I know it's only map 2, but not a good look there from Temp. I don't know what he was hoping was going to happen in that situation, but I mean, hey, if you want to make a montage, not a bad way to go about it, but obviously leaves his teammates in a 2 versus 3. And the map has been sort of flipped on its head, but still not a fun setup to try to break down. But number 2 Attach is by himself, and that's where the pressure's on.
Oh, he was looking the wrong way for a moment there, and we've managed to get ourselves onto the bomb site now. Paris Legion with a quick plant, Attach in a position to maybe dive on this one. And will he do so? Spots the Jimbo. No, he doesn't. Okay, play is on. This could get weird. There's the fight. It's an awkward one indeed, and it's now done. Attach finally staying alive. 2v1 spot now, Gravity to be in, and that is it. What a weird finish, but he gets it in the end. Less than 30 there, and I love tap coming through from Standy. That's the defuse. Røkkr take the lead.
It's how Standy says hello. He just shoots you right in the face with the rat just to say howdy. But either way, you know, good plays the whole way around. You'll take the freebie kill on Temp, who is absolutely ego challenged with the snipe. And I think if I'm attached in that situation, I'd probably try and like kill the Kai as soon as he plants the bomb. But obviously, if you die in that situation, you put your teammates in a bad spot. Attach plays it patient, waits for the help to come through, and obviously ends up making the big play towards the end. So clean, efficient work out of, you know, the guy who was the top 2 most clutch player of all time.
All time, no questions asked. Sun's up. Doesn't connect. Jim's going to stay alive. Gonna get spied out. Here they come. Tags in all of them. They're all hurt. They're all wounded. No kills though. Jimbo now frantically trying to stay alive. Incredibly unlucky on the stun there as well. We wouldn't have done too much, but still. What a reaction. Johnny now on the pinch. Brilliant work. Once again, Johnny with the first blood.
I mean, that's just, you have 2 guys in your spawn right now. In Minnesota, actually, they have covered so much ground on the map. And Jimbo, he's not going to read this. This is going to be a freebie kill. He's going to get shot in the back to make this a 3 versus 3. And again, you have a round where offense and defense have effectively flipped. Standy has the bomb, and right now he's got 3 players sprinting at him.
Oh, Standy, if he times it right, it could be unbelievable. No, the fight is now on. Standy doesn't do anything right in that situation. He dies. The bomb is now down towards the backside of the map. Havok's got to now recover this one. Attach has to maintain some semblance of control over the B-bomb site, and there's 30 seconds to do it.
I think Paris know, by the way, that Standy's the bomb carrier. As soon as they get that kill, yeah, they are posted on that back tank.
They are set up for this one. Havok with a slow peek. Nade goes off. That's a lot of damage dealt now. Will Havok be able to get in? No. Temp holds it down. Attached now in the 1v3 with 15 on the clock, and it is a disaster from Minnesota Røkkr. Well played, Paris.
Okay, you know, everybody's a critic. I'm not a fan of, like, Standy watching the P5 push through on defense with an MP40. Obviously, he's getting kills with it, so, you know, what do I know? Also not a particular fan of, like, Standy. He's the bomb guy, you know, pretty frequently. And we've seen it where he sits in his own spawn, I mean, literally on this map, and they're going to, like, make plays on B with 20 seconds left in the round. Sort of a similar situation there where Standy's just by himself with the bomb. And as soon as he falls, it's almost hopeless. So I think Standy's a player that, you know, I'll always have my eye on.
Oh, here comes Johnny, lone man. Gets himself the first. Sorry to interrupt you there, brother. Things got going pretty quick. Johnny's still getting tagged up, stunned up. Standy might actually feel the fight on him. Doesn't get much. It's Temp. Golden coverage there from top fire. Brilliant shot out of him. Now, though, it's a 1v3. Just like that, Minnesota Røkkr, they're in trouble, and Attach is going to go for a tour of the lower side of Tuscan and give Paris the round.
Yeah, so my two biggest themes right now for this map are one, personally not a big fan of how Standy plays the occasional round, whether it be with bomb or even some defensive setups. And obviously theme number two is just Johnny. When he's making plays, when he's converting on these first bloods, obviously he has been that high impact player for Legion in Search and Destroy. Obviously the coverage with the snipe, the pressure's on Temp to hit the shot, he delivers. That is a clean round out of Paris Legion, who might not have a single Search and Destroy win, but right now in this game, they do have the advantage, and they have just dominated the middle of the map.
And it is mostly Danny Boy Johnny. Those first bloods have been so brilliant. Good coverage from the rest of the team. Everyone's working nicely together. Paris with the turnaround. A slower look now. Can Johnny find that first blood he's been now known for? Over towards the A-bomb side of the map. And also Lando, good luck, brother. We love you. Back to the game.
Johnny's, by the way, cleared out so much of the map. I mean, I know everybody's trapped, but they have site control on both sides. But right there, Priestahh just more patient than Johnny. Gets caught being too aggressive. That's the first blood he needed to get. There's number two, and looks like Minnesota just breaking him down one by one.
Yeah, one kill at a time. Advantage had now for Røkkr. Corner checks. Havok managed to force the player into attach. That's going to be now Jimbo taken care of. All now alone. 1v4 situation. He's fighting his way through him, though. There it is. The last kill coming through is about 30 seconds on the clock as well. So tough spot for Jimbo, but Røkkr play the numbers well. They tie us all up 3-3.
And Miles, I'm a consistent watcher of the flank, some of the finest content out there. And I've heard one thing that's been brought up a few times is a listening from Paris Legion. I think it was Paris Legion where they're just saying, let the other team make the mistake. Minnesota does that to Paris in the round. They get all of that map control. They once again sort of flip the map on its head, but then they post up and just let Johnny make the mistake. Too over aggressive, gets caught out for the first blood. And again, the patience pays off, and unfortunately, so does the hit marker. Gravity gets out with his life. No first blood just yet.
It attaches at a nice game so far, 8-3. Could have been a sweet 9 there, but forward Johnny goes. Bomb being planted now quite quick by Jimbo, unlike we have seen in previous rounds. Opening advantage now going the way of Paris Legion. Here comes the fast retake now, and Røkkr are on it. They may be able to jump the bomb indeed. Johnny may get caught out in the transition now. Jimbo, good coverage! Wow, no! Standy, he's involved now. Havok's already on the defuse. That is that. Here comes Gravity, though. Oh, it's not over yet. Now it's over. There we go. Røkkr. What a fast retake. A swift one indeed, and Paris not quite able to make the recovery.
Yeah, and love to see that, man. That is exactly how you need to retake that site, right? Whoever plants that bomb, you cannot let him get out for your free. And Minnesota jump on it. I suppose if Attach gets one hit marker, that just means the next shot will be even better. And obviously, that is the shot right there that sort of guarantees you the middle of the map. And Minnesota, no stranger to making plays.
Ooh. Can't heat things up here. Paris Legion, what are you going to do now on defense? It's a 3-man hit right through P5 now for Røkkr. Jimbo peeks the door. He's got help, though. Is it going to be enough? Can Johnny get involved? No, Havok with that opening kill. But look, can't get any more out of it. Johnny now trying to stay alive as best he can. Standing there, the numbers now working out for Røkkr. But still, Paris have reinforced. They're on the outside now as Gravity doing the best he possibly can to catch a kill or two. He does manage to get one. And now it leaves Attach alone. Can Gravity seal the round? Woo! He does. Paris, the good old Maginot Line strategy. They lock them down, set up all these guns and, brick wall everywhere. No one's getting through. Paris with the round.
Bro, I love having a little dance battle in the middle of a Call of Duty match, right? I mean, players jumping back and forth between the windows. Paris Legion happy to square up in that moment. And that is a massive gunfight for Gravity to win, because in a 1-versus-1, I think Tampa a little bit too far away for at least the instant trade. And you don't want to go back to that 50-50. Not a 1v1 against Attach. That is a horrifying sight. So big plays from Gravity, big plays from Paris. And I mean, hey, you tie things up. Not a bad look. And once again, Johnny straight through the middle of the map. He has found his way into church for the second time. And boom, there's the first blood.
Hello. Immediate first blood. Temps popped his dead silence. He's trying to get things going. Johnny spots another. Plays it slow and safe. He may be the bait right now. Damage dealt. Here comes Priestahh. Johnny was another big one. Bomb planted now A. Johnny nearly getting another, but that's going to be now the retake situation. Røkkr down a man. Here they go.
Yeah, and Johnny just did it all, man. He lets his teammate plant the bomb, but number one might find the angle. Jimbo instead gets the perfect read and gravity. Guns attached down. Johnny sets him up, and Paris Legion, the perfect follow-up. They get this setup. I mean, they got hand-delivered a 3 versus 2 with bomb down. I mean, that is literally Johnny right there. Mr. Do-It-All, get in church. And honestly, making the adjustment. He gets read the first time by Priest when he actually pushes into church. This time he just plays the tight angle, and I mean, he's able to stay alive for an extra 15 seconds, even get that second kill. That is as good as you could possibly ask a first blood to really get. Now Paris, 1 round away.
Then looking to break double digits in the kills. He and Attach on a bit of a race right now. Stun lands. As Johnny's once again being super aggressive, not quick enough on the trigger. Another first blood. Røkkr are now in a world of... Oh, it's a 2 from Attach. Oh my God, just get to round 11. Why not? Johnny Temp can't get enough done in that situation. Oh my God, Attach, what a nade.
Yeah, dude, 1v3s running through artillery, the iciest in the 1v1s. Attach get clutch in any way, shape, or form, including the Kobe. I think he was what? He was over by roof. Chucks it halfway across the map, lands on 2. And man has 13 kills.
How did that happen?
It's someone's birthday. He's just delivering on the birthday wishes once again.
It's someone's birthday somewhere. Hey, chat, is it your birthday? That one might have been for you. What a unbelievable round. Round 11, now we go. Attach turns that one on its head. This is going to get some very, very interesting chance.
Hey,
a lot of aggression coming out of Røkkr.
Just for what it's worth, again, I was complaining about Standy having the bomb in spawn in these sort of situations. Minnesota, I guess, didn't like it either. So he's still playing the late flank spot. He is all the way on the left side of the minimap, like waiting for Johnny basically to show up. But now it is Havok with the bomb. So already, I'm liking the adjustments from Røkkr.
Jimbo picks a different spot to hold this angle from. Round 11, it's above the door. And it's certainly in the minds of these players. The pressure is now on. Back we go. Røkkr with a reshuffle. Into the spawns, you now go for Paris Legion. That is a massive opening kill once again from Johnny. Another first blood to his name. Havok now trying to stabilize. Keep something going here for the team.
Gravity finds the pick, though, and the trade's not quick enough. I think Attach is going to get red. Gravity wrote that book, and well, done and dusted.
Paris tying up the series. What a round 11 that was. Maybe a little bit too much thinking on the side of Røkkr. They trapped themselves in an awkward situation. Paris apply the pressure. A fantastic round 11 recovery from them as this series just got real interesting.
I mean, Paris, honestly, it seems like they were just trying to figure out what the weak link was and just attack it. I mean, Standy a couple different times. We know he likes to stay in the back of the map. And even the round before, Johnny takes him down for the first blood. In that final round, I mean, Standy just... I mean, maybe too cracked. He leaves the God spot for a moment, and as soon as he tries to get back to it, it's 2 players there to gun him down. So not the finest performance. 5-9 out of Standy, 5-9 out of Havok. Everyone but Attach, basically, on the side of Minnesota. Røkkr were struggling. And you waste a couple nice clutches out of Attach as well. And, yo, Paris, they get that first S&D win. Tie the series up 1-1. And honestly, Miles, now they go into one of their stronger control maps. Still not the best record overall, but Gavutu is very much any team in the league can win their defenses. You're just looking for that extra tick on offense, trying to force that round 5. And I'd say for Paris, there's a lot of potential now in this series.
Yeah, indeed. Well, how interesting this has become and how scary this has now become for Minnesota Røkkr fans. If you're a watch party, I recommend you get another drink right now because this control could be a real spicy one. Ladies and gents, when we come back, we find out what happens here. Map number 3, it's Røkkr, it's Paris Legion. This is the CDL. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Zenny. Armor your eyes with Blocks gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL. Welcome back to the Call of Duty League, friends, and what do you know? There's a Røkkr watch party, a beautiful one outdoors at the Surly Brewing Co. in Minneapolis. What a glorious day it looks like. Everyone hopefully enjoying themselves, suitably lubricated for today's matches, and of course drinking lots and lots of water because it's a sunny day out there, friends, and I recently went outside. I tried to touch grass and all I got was a sunburn, though. Røkkr are feeling the burn after that last one in the Search and Destroy. Round 11 not going their way, have to rebound in a big way as we now find ourselves map number 3, Gavutu Control.
Yes, Minnesota in the summer, absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, as good as weather gets. That being said, not so much in the Search and Destroy. So, like, the weather being nice is one thing. Actually, clutching up is a little bit different because, in theory, this is, like, best case scenario for Minnesota. Their, like, winner's bracket qualifying match that they have is against Paris. Like, it truly does not get better than that. But that does not make it easy, right? You are now tied 1-1. And you see the record from Paris. I know lately they've been crushing it on Tuscan, so I think Røkkr absolutely did the correct thing in the pick and bans. But still, when it comes to Gavutu, I mean, you know, it's all about that defense. If Paris aren't quite in last place, I suppose the big thing for Røkkr, you know, if you ever get an extra tick over towards B, honestly, you should be good to go as long as you're clean on defense as well. But still an opportunity for Paris to play spoiler.
It's still on the cards. And the clutch factor we talked about earlier from Minnesota Røkkr has truly come into effect. But those stats, that's a hurt. Right in the gut. Right in the gut goes the shots now from Jimbo. Finds himself one trader immediately over towards that ring side of the map control. All now going the way of Røkkr for a moment. But what do you know? Plot twist! No, good trade there from Attach. I was going to say Paris are on B.
Yeah, clean them all up. And honestly, for Paris, now you are sort of running the risk of getting stuck in your spawn. Jimbo actually wins a massive one-on-one to open up the cliff side of the map just to make sure you can actually get onto A. But I suppose the cheeky stride over towards B does get shut down. Røkkr taking care of business, and now we're just keeping things standard.
Trying to, anyway. Nice nade usage from Minnesota Røkkr. The lethal and tactical usage has been great. Just keeping the A side of the map a little bit hairy for the members of Paris Legion. No one able to really get onto that now. We've got a two-man stack. Gravity and Johnny doing the work. First segment goes through. That's that. Jimbo keeping the top side of the work safe. Coverage now from down low. Not quite working out. Jimbo the last man up. Oh, not able to get that kill. Standy's going to get away with his life. Make this a very difficult situation for Jimbo to be in. And he's checking every single possible corner. Oh, doesn't check that one. Good work, Jimbo. Staying alive.
And that really is the name of the game, just to try to keep that boat control, or at least keep that map pressure, and don't let anybody out. So you basically have 4 automatons right now for Paris, actually putting in some halfway decent work. Granted, though, only 28 seconds left on this game clock, so if Røkkr ever find the opening, if the nades come through, I was going to say maybe able to apply some pressure, but too much control. Guys like Jimbo staying alive for that long. A gets slowly captured, add a minute to the clock, and towards B we go.
Yep, over to B now. Openings towards the front. Temp losing the fight against Standy there. Nice work with the automaton. Gravity at the very top side of the boat. Might be able to catch a player or two. Nice shots out of Johnny. An opening now to work with. A couple more kills are ideal for Paris Legion before they make their way forward. And now, with just over a minute to work with, let's go for a Paris Legion. Listen in.
Okay, top ring, close one shot.
Johnny, calm down, Johnny. Where's the guy that we just spawned up?
Just kill me, jungle. He's pushing back the rock. Going close. I'm top boat.
Yeah, back rock, one shot. Nubsy, one shot on the rock. He's dead.
Got him. I'm taking middle. I kill flanking.
They're spawning low cage. They're spawning low cage. Block the red tower.
I'm looking at it.
Low cage, one shot, Nubsy.
On him. You didn't come up on me.
I got him.
Wrapping our base head.
Go collapse on point.
Yo, one F1. Top ring weak.
What are we doing?
13 beach. Alright, regain,
beach. The different kid, Havok.
Kind of weak top hat. No, he's our Lamar rock.
Attached to Lamar rock?
Got 25.
Lamar, I don't see him. S2 dead.
Ran back. Nice.
Rock, one shot,
attach on the rock. I'm going.
Top abs, one shot, Priestahh.
Dire situation now for Paris on attack, able to maybe get something going there. They're down one live chance, but they've got a matter of seconds to get across the map. I don't think they can do it.
No, not at all. Don't have ring control. And honestly, bad vibes. I just like atrocious vibes in a moment where they are in a pretty good spot. They get 3 players like in Minnesota Røkkr spawn. you've already capped A, and you're just looking for sort of that extra tick. And instead of like calling out where we need to look, I mean, there was an essence of it. Temp is saying like, hey, they're spawning cages, a little bit of guidance, but also, dude, if I'm playing in a pro match and I got people like just complaining in my gear in a moment where we're in a good spot, I would be absolutely losing my mind. So bad vibes the whole way around, and Minnesota take full advantage, go up 1-0, and I'd say a fairly normal round from their point of view on defense.
We'll see how it goes, though. Paris Legion now on defense. Time's up. Over towards A we go, looking to capture this one quick. Again, they've got a lot of, well, they've got 3 segments now on Paris Legion's bank. If they can get over to A fast, they might be able to catch a kill or 2 here and then dive onto the point. Johnny and Priestahh trade out their kills. So now, an open spot to get on now towards A for Minnesota Røkkr.
Just looking for these next set of gunfights. Any sort of opening is a good one, but hey, it is Temp and Jimbo that actually find the opening. So sort of the same moment Paris was in earlier, where you have to stay alive around Cliff and you can't afford to give up boat control. Well, now that has been taken from you. 4-man wipe in the feed. Jimbo pushed up deep each in your spawn, and talk about a way to get a defense for the final round. Don't give up a single tick anywhere.
Oof. Jimbo so nearly snapping onto the second player there. That was enough pressure now for Paris Legion to set up the trap, trying to get themselves forward. One way out through the beach. That's where they're going to be going. Heavy damage dealt there by Temp. He's now on a 3 spree. Looking to find number 4. Unfortunate timing on the turnaround. 35 seconds on the clock. And Røkkr can make their way down the beach. It's going to come down to Jimbo once again.
I mean, you need these gunfights if you're Røkkr. You need these gunfights, and Jimbo at least slowing him down. He's got the help by side on the cross, and you still have players over towards the tank to defend A, so Temp is winning gunfights. You're keeping control of this side of the map, and Røkkr, I mean, talk about do or die. 15 seconds left on the clock. You just now stop time, but that doesn't mean you're winning the gunfights, because you still have number 6, Johnny, is alive near the point. Less than 10 to go.
Oh, Johnny's still alive? Oh my good God. If he had taken care of Standy there, that would have changed everything. Now you finally get yourselves onto the point, looking for the stacker. A nice bit of time remaining. The kills are there. Oh dear. But you've got a player desperately jumping back onto the point. It's a matter of seconds. Attach has got to clutch it. He does. You're on the time now, but you're not out of dodge yet.
Paris got to fly. You got to fly. There is no time for gravity, I think, to work the flank. You got to get these guys off the point. This is your opportunity just to get that defense potentially for the round 5. Get them off of A, but maybe a collapse. Gravity gets red. The stack is in, and Røkkr barely able to connect and secure. But the stack in the end was good enough.
So close. So close. Will that be the thorn in the round for Paris? Now they have to set up over towards B, and already an aggressive hit now from Røkkr. They're desperately making their way forward. They've already got a lot of purchase now towards the zone. Jimbo once again, the guardian of the B side of the map, catches a sweet one. Ring is the last player up now for Røkkr. It's Standy. He's tagged, he's hurt, but he's still alive. The play is not over yet.
And I don't know, man. That is Paris in my mind, just not reading the situation well enough. You're just taking long routes in a moment where, like, just flood the point. Get nades, just get them off the time for an extra 5, and you're good to go. And maybe that is why it's bad vibes in the call, just dropping the ball in these moments. And suddenly, it has turned into a situation where Røkkr now have pressure on B, 2 players near the point. You could have had a dominant round on defense, and well, now you might actually just lose because the nades don't get Havok off the point. Temp eventually does, but still moments for Røkkr to try to make a play.
Still play, still going, and those last kills should seal it. However, the single segment gained on B there does give Minnesota Røkkr the lead, going towards that round 5 defensive hold. If they have to get their final lives now for both sides, it could come down to the kills. Will it be the case though? 4 seconds ticking away, last nade's coming through, and it's getting dangerous for both teams. No one's going to let that happen. Paris Legion win it by the skin of their teeth.
I mean, again, technically it's standard. Technically things are, well, not technically, things are literally all tied up when it comes to ticks in 2 fairly standard rounds, but that is just, I mean, Paris, dude, I just want to see good vibes. I know it's impossible for a team that has, like, you know, 2 series wins on the year, guaranteed losers going to the major, not qualified for champs, but, like, they were still putting themselves in good moments. They nearly had a perfect round on defense. And I think now their levels of frustrations are starting to affect me, Miles.
Regain, bro, regain. Røkkr now on defense. This kill's coming through now for attach. We've got heavy presence towards the ring side. That's going to be the cleanup now taken care of over by A. 1 man left alive on a bit of a mission. It's Havok. He's being real sneaky about it. Now he's being real loud about it. In a minute, he's going to be top boat, and he's going to be in a world of hurt because the guns are all over it for Paris Legion. He slipped through, and Havok is so sneaky. Finally dealt with. Good work on the defense there out of the opening break from Røkkr.
Well, Johnny does at least take care of Priestahh on the flank, so you still have, I want to call it an opening. It's not like Standy's making it easy, but an opening to get towards the point, towards the boat, and I think a player steps on it for a second, forced to back away, but hey, there's 2 opening picks right now from Paris, and Standy is the lone defender. Tagged up, traded, and finally that boat control has been set in place. And I think Paris have found it. They fought their way out, making good plays, and I think 2 for 2 on their offense is over towards A. Doing a wonderful job of taking their time, staying alive, and really buying that pressure on the map. So it's looking that slow cap on A starting to come through.
Oh, Tem, so unlucky. Made the right call at the right time. Just unfortunate the Priestahh was right behind him. He's secured. 1 minute on the clock now. Added. Life count very even. Again, Paris, good job by them out of keeping the kills department, you know, relatively even Stevens. And now Priestahh, the man in behind. We are set up for one hell of a trap right now for Røkkr. If they can make this work, Paris could be in serious trouble.
Well, Temp at least gets that first sort of intro kill and baits out his teammate, but gets the second as well. So you at least open up the bottom side of this map. But again, it is a long-term thing. If you never get ring control, it is still incredibly difficult to capture B. So that is where Gravity is now turned his attention to, but not for long. Attach is causing problems, and that'll be sort of the late player you have to deal with, because Attach still making plays in your base. And I mean, Johnny spawns up in the back, or not spawns up, rather, he's made his way towards the back, but Røkkr, they know that he's there.
Standy's being such a nuisance to the front line as well. No one can make their way out. Uh-oh, that could be it. The player taken care of on the backside of the spawn now for Minnesota Røkkr. The front line moving forward. It now pushes the entire attack from Paris Legion towards the boat side of the map. That now gives you an opportunity for Røkkr to maneuver around them. The pinch is on. They are completely surrounded here on the map. The final 4 members of Paris Legion on this push, all of them are alive. There's 20 seconds on the clock. Go big or go home in the round now, boys. Here we go.
They're just getting picked apart along the way, though. I mean, Priest is finding picks, and he's doing that from over towards B. Attach. Good luck trying to read what spot he's laying down. Well, Jimbo does it. But still, the problem for players now, players are going to be spawning up behind you, and still, you're getting shot from ring along the way. Miles, you know it. I hate the push when you go through the both side of the map. You have to go through ring.
They didn't really have a chance. I mean, look, we know on the mini-map they don't really have an opportunity to do that, but for Røkkr, well played. Kept it all together. You don't let go of ring side of the map. You don't let go of that side, you know, the whole beach side. You've maintained that control, and you forced Paris into a bad spot. And a bad spot they were in. Map point now for Minnesota Røkkr. Still with a single segment advantage over Paris. So Paris managed to win this defensive round. Got to do it in a very clean way.
Yeah, they also, I mean, Paris has to be on point with the kills as well, because that'll be sort of the backup plan. I mean, they have to be dominant on defense. Either don't give up the ticks on A, or make sure you outslay like crazy. And for the moment, it's looking like they're doing neither. You still have a battle over towards boat, and Attach actually gets back down by Gravity. You see Johnny causing all sorts of problems. He was able to pick up 2 extras before he fell, and right back for Paris, once again on defense, in a very strong spot.
They are seriously applying the pressure now as Røkkr are spawning basically on the cliff. I mean, they've not got a solid footing here on the attack whatsoever. Jimbo taking care of the flank. Now over towards the beach side. You can make your way out. Enjoy it while you can, boys. Johnny's in your spawn. Paris are not letting them go quietly here. Johnny's not going to get another kill out of this, surely. His teammates are there to back him up. And oh my word, we are still going at it in the spawn of Røkkr.
Dude, shot at the back. Johnny's still causing problems. 2 players turning around, and that is just feeding even Gravity now extra kills. 25 seconds left. Similar to round 1, where they are just trying to bully Røkkr in these moments. You talk about a heat map. There's no avenue of attack. You start going on the beach side. I mean, good luck with this one. Only 10 seconds to go.
They're going to fly for it. They're going to absolutely sprint it. And Johnny's right off spawn, right into a good spot. Doesn't get the kill. Oh, my word. Seconds now remaining. Will you be able to dive on the point if you are Røkkr? Yes. 3.7. This is going to be big.
No, this is going to be it. This is literally going to be it. This is going to be Paris Legion finally stringing together an absolute dominant round.
Oh, my goodness.
Make that good vibes. Bring them into the round 5. You got the defense. And honestly, I mean, 2 for 2 on defense is setting up the spawn trap. The first time, they just dropped the ball. The second time, pretty much perfect. Even Gravity now is on a 5 if you're thinking about a potential glide bomb. But Paris Legion, I mean, this is as good as it gets to set yourselves up to go big in the series and to dagger Minnesota Røkkr in their final qualifying match of Stage 4. The opportunity is here.
Unreal. Not over yet. as an incredibly tense atmosphere settles across Gavutu right now. I was getting well excited for the Røkkr push there, but hey, didn't happen this time round. Kills flying either side. The streaks now get put out. Jimbo, the only man up on his team with a 3. See if you can find those streaks as A slowly gets captured by Røkkr.
The question is, do they read the flank? I mean, Jimbo's behind enemy lines, and yeah, top third guy, funnily enough, that's Havok that was up there is going to fall, and still just 4 kills. No one actually turned around, so Jimbo just gets another freebie. Attach gets left in the dust. And for the first time that Røkkr actually were able to get out past A and start to get some kills, they once again get daggered. Never turn for the flank, and now you might end up stuck in your spawn once again. Maybe not, because I suppose the cliffside's open, but you still have the trap set up right now for Paris. Still with plenty of that map control.
Yep, streaks for Jimbo as well. Gonna be extremely handy when it comes to defending B. Røkkr made it in, brought down for a moment. Clock still opens up. Will Paris manage to drain that progress towards the final segment towards A and now try to apply the pressure? They're going to go for the pressure above the objective. Here we go. Spawn trap is potentially on. You've got numbers. You've got the angles covered. And now you got Johnny in the kill feed.
And you also have, once again, the fact that Minnesota unable to capture A. I mean, still cliffside they're dealing with. It's Johnny on the flip side. Right now, you are scattered. Not a fun spot to be in. And Johnny ignoring a couple players. That way he can just go for the full wraparound. This is a play you're pretty much not going to read if you're Minnesota.
Johnny.
Extra kill, number 1. Number 2, the force spree. And Røkkr straight up getting bullied on their attacking rounds.
And here comes the streak. That's it. Standy desperately trying to dodge it. Can't get it done. The time's ticking. Anyone to get close to A. Havok. He's not going to make it much out of spawn. The kills are there. Attach taken care of. No, he can make it to the point. He does. 0.5 seconds. Not over yet. Numbers are on. Their kills come through and the round is complete. Paris Legion take the lead in the series.
Dude, it is the setup, man. This is why I was baffled in the listening. They were bringing bad vibes to the comms because they were putting themselves in very strong spots on both offense and defense. And, well, they clutch up in the end. They got a 2-1 lead in a bounty match over Minnesota. The opportunity to play spoiler. I mean, if Minnesota wasn't feeling the pressure before, they absolutely are now. Failed to clutch the round 11. Did not clutch up on any of their offensive rounds to get there. Another tough game from Standy as well. And I don't even know what you do with Minnesota at this point. I mean, maybe you trust yourself in the respawn. Maybe you trust yourself in the game 5. But talk about a moment where you are going to be absolutely feeling the heat.
Yeah, this is it. The intensity of this series just went all the way to 10. Røkkr are now in trouble. Good work again out of Jimbo, man. He had a fantastic time on Gavutu control there. Wonderful spawn control, wonderful shots. He was really making things happen for the squad. I think for Paris, if not for what could have been a really interesting offensive round in the second, I mean, that could have been a lot easier for them if they managed to clutch up that final few kills. I mean, they were forced to hit through the middle of the map as opposed to beachside or ringside a lot more. Great work out of Røkkr in that regard, but man, that could have actually been a far more dominant victory for Paris Legion shots.
Yeah, 100%. Round to round, Paris on both the attack and defense outplayed Minnesota, showed more life than Minnesota. Røkkr had, I mean, basically nothing on any of their attacking rounds. They had a solid opening break for the round 5 that, I mean, they just collapsed almost immediately. Never able to stabilize, never able to keep that map control, and simply outplayed. I mean, Paris truly have been putting themselves in decent positions, just never really able to convert. But I mean, hey, now 1 map away from not only spoiling Minnesota, but for getting your 3rd series win of the year.
Oh, baby, and what a third it would be. An important one. We've been waiting for this, Paris fans. We've been waiting for this story to fulfill itself, and now Berlin Hardpoint coming up next. Of course, the Package was a very good one there for Minnesota Røkkr, the finest success they've seen thus far in the series. And I'm telling you, if you're at that watch party, another drink might be on the cards, ladies and gentlemen, because this, you are on the absolute line of that qualification cutoff point. A victory here sends you right up there next to the LA Thieves. We'll see what happens with them later on, of course, against Florida. This is an essential victory you really want to grab right here, right now. Not to mention winner's bracket in the major as well. Oh, baby, it's all happening today.
And, you know, depending on who you're a fan of, you might actually be rooting for Paris. There's probably like 5 teams in the league right now that will absolutely be rooting for Paris, because Florida, who are going to be watching this series, if they see the door get open where Minnesota lose, and Florida obviously already won their series against Minnesota earlier in the stage, they can come out against LA Thieves. They win that, then they get the winners bracket over Minnesota. So they're going to be fiending for that. If you're a Subliners fan, you absolutely want to see these bubble teams like losing games. So a very interesting moment right now, just for, I mean, the major standings, for who starts and winners, for champs qualification, and finally maybe some good vibes and the dagger opportunity for Paris Legion. And funnily enough, I mean, we're going to a Berlin hardpoint where Paris overall 2-8 on the year. Obviously not good, towards the bottom of the league. The good news for Paris, Minnesota almost right there with them with a 4-11 record on Berlin hardpoint. So neither team's strength. And I don't know, man. I've seen a couple faces out of Minnesota. Obviously, it is never chalked. But maybe it is.
It's never truly chalked. It's not over until it's over, mate. But I tell you what, there is a serious sense of tension as the stress starting to settle in, the heart rate rising, as it may all come down to this, a Berlin hardpoint to decide what happens and where you sit at the major now for Minnesota Røkkr. I'm stressing out for these guys. I'm sure the fans are stressing out, and this is going to be a tough one for Paris Legion. Truly a team with nothing to lose, and hey, at least 10 grand to gain right here, right now. We'll see what happens though, chances. Man, this is going to be a good one.
And I mean, even just for the fact that they're winning these games with like truly just poor comms, like that, the extra level of impressiveness, you know, you're able to fight through the adversity in game and out of game, dealing with bad comms the entire time. So, I mean, hey, these guys are making plays. And honestly, even just thinking about like their Berlin hardpoints, I think there was a moment where obviously we were watching in the green room miles where they just had a moment on P3 where they basically just decided we're going to lose the game right now. We're in a good spot, but you know what? We don't want it. We'll just lose and like take some horrifically long routes, make some bad plays and open the door for the other team. But if not for a couple catastrophic moments, they were playing the map pretty well. So I think right now, if I'm Røkkr, I am truly scared to be playing against Legion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's nothing more dangerous than Legion when, look, hey, fate seems to be on their side right now. A little bit of good luck, a little bit of vibe change. Who knows for Røkkr? They know the importance of this matchup. And I'm seeing on the timeline as well, Mutineers are rooting for them now. They're tweeting about it. Everyone's having a good time, except for Røkkr. And Røkkr's fans who will be certainly waiting with tremendous anticipation. Deep breaths now. Try to just regain that focus you had at the start of the series. Play with the purpose you know you've got. You've got one goal in mind. That's winner's bracket right now at the major. One step at a time, one battle at a time. And up next now, it is Berlin. Just rebuilding the lobby now, getting the players ready to go. But this is just time now to be spent. Last minute game plan. Last minute, just making sure everyone's head's truly in this one. It's a mistake or two. This stage of the game is going to sting.
And I think if I'm Paris Legion, I would just try to expose Standy again, you know, or try to like single him out and bully him. I know Standy, even like recently on Berlin, has been sitting in like that 0.6, 0.7 margin. He occasionally struggles on this map, and obviously we saw it in the search and destroy. Paris had a couple strats to bully him down on the Gavutu right there. He was like struggling to get production, and obviously it's Gavutu. That's what happens to SMGs when you're losing, but he's the man right now. I'm trying to take down if I'm on the side of Paris. Keep in mind, it's only his second year in the league. I mean, we have guys like Attach, obviously all of the experience in the world, but it's not like there's a lack of that on the flip side. Temp has been around the block once or twice as well, but Attach right now locked in, but I mean, maybe just has to be that guy. He was trying in the S&D, but even dropping 13 was not enough. Maybe you need a little bit more out of the captain for your map 4, but whatever the case may be, it just needs to be strong from Røkkr across the board. This is as intense as it really gets, man.
Yeah, and again, you don't want to see your entire season laying in the hands of one map against Paris. This will sting for quite some time for the Røkkr fans. No matter what happens at the major, madness abound. We can assure you of that, friends. Vanguard has been not short of surprises, let's say. But here we go for Røkkr. It's a great look in the series so far. A few of them, but none of that matters anymore. All that matters now is this Berlin hardpoint. The lobby has gravity, so we'll be diving back into this one ASAP, but nothing matters anymore, man. The stats go out the window. It all just comes down to a single map. Try to force the game 5. You get Paris into that search and destroy. Of course, they did manage to clutch up in the round 11. If you can get to the Bocage one, I mean, that's it. You bookend this insanely intense series with almost your entire season's hopes nearly riding on it. Keep your destiny in your own hands. That's the game plan, right, Chance? Surely.
Yeah, and if Minnesota get to the game 5, they should be sweet on Bocage. They have a winning record, 6-4 compared to Paris's 1-6 on that map. So if it goes to map 5, I think Røkkr could take a pretty big, well, maybe not sigh of relief, because still the pressure's on. I mean, there's enough pressure that even the lobbies can't handle it, and they're crashing, right? So not a fun spot to be in. But if you get to map 5 for Minnesota, I think you're going to be cool. The bad news is we saw Standy had a 0.95 overall for the series, which is actually perfectly fine, but most of that came from the map 1 on Bocage. And now we're going into Berlin, where Standy on the year has a 0.79. So this is where he has struggled time and time again, and obviously this is where they need him the most. So that is the player I'm paying the most attention to, at least on the Minnesota side, and I suppose maybe for the sort of counterweight, the counterbalance, just to see how Johnny performs, because Johnny, again, has been a very high impact player for Paris Legion so far. Admittedly, not to any success just yet. But now looking for their third map win, or third series win, excuse me. For the extra 10K they get to throw into their pockets. I mean, it's not really their champs. Like, their Major 4 is going to be their champs, but this is the final match they have going into what is going to be their final tournament. So this is the time to, earn something.
Yeah. The lobby has been remade. We're almost ready to get back into this one. It's final moments now for the players to try to compose themselves. But I feel like the more time we spend out of the game for Røkkr, the higher the nerves get. It's starting to get very serious top side of the screen. For the bottom side of the screen, it was an opportunity for Johnny just to make sure the hair is on point. Gravity's now bouncing, feeling good. It's one more map, boys. Temper Jimbo as well. Just calm resolve. Maintaining a resolute level of focus. You've just got to get one more map. Paris Legion, you feel good about that. You get yourself some cash. You set yourselves up to be that little bit more confident going into the major. Who knows what happens? It's wild, wild scenes here in the Vanguard season. Røkkr, man. The tension is killing me, Chance. I'm feeling it too. I'm really feeling it.
And this is just...
This is so...
Bro, nobody's talking, nobody's moving, everybody is just...
I was gonna say, we've already got the look across the series, Berlin, Bocage, to see how this one goes down again. I think we could go back to the players and just commentate how stressed they look. We could just cast over how unbelievably the highest of pressure. Priest has been his hand on chin for quite some time. Now we're starting to talk. Attach again with that nervous sort of just a bit of a flick towards the bottom side of the nose again. Not sure what that means. I'm not a psychoanalyst. We might be ready to get into this one, but we're now adjusting everything. That was socks being adjusted now. Fist bumps are out. This is it, ladies and germs. We're going in. We should be going in anyway, but man, the tension is there. It really is a stressful look. Standy knows in the back of his mind the stats haven't been great. Everyone's thinking about what they've got to bring now. You're thinking about being the leader. It's attached. Havok, thinking about those routes, thinking about how big you got to go, thinking about what the other team's going to be doing, thinking about what happens if we don't win this series. Here we go.
And just to continue to throw this out there, there are actually 3 players in the league on Berlin Hardpoint that are statistically worse than Standy or have performed worse. 2 Real, who has only played this map 3 times, but he got thrown into the Florida SMG blender. And the other 2 that are below Standy are Johnny and Jimbo of Paris. So, whichever one of these guys, I suppose the SMGs, whoever performs better on this map, in my mind, should be the recipe to success. But it is a long awaited, and I know Paris are on a 4-game losing streak, but again, they just have a couple catastrophic moments. Overall, they played it well. Good news for Minnesota, they start on the good side, but here we go.
See how long the good side lasts for him. A beautiful set of trades coming through, and Røkkr managing to be the players who stand out last there, so time's going to be going their way as the pressure is back on. Another hit now. As Gravity making his way forward, trades abound. Røkkr trying to keep Paris pinned back.
Oh, this is perfect as well. Next man in line, he's going to be tagged up and weak. Actually, the stun will heal temp up, and that is good enough. The heal coming through to win the gunfight against Attach. Now, Jimbo made his way inside the point. You get picked apart on the opening break just for Paris to fight right back and get that P1 time. I mean, granted, it's nothing too crazy, but that's the difference between being down 45 going into P2 and being close to tied up. Paris doing a decent job off the rip, just trying to keep things close.
Keeping it close indeed. Second on points now up the mail room. Røkkr with the opening time. Here comes the opening kill from Jimbo, trying to find the entries. He does just that. Second man up, going to be Priestahh. Good defensive hold now out of Røkkr. The break is not quite over just yet. Trying to reinforce the point and taking care of all the Parisian reinforcements as they make their way through. P-Dog finding another on the point. That's a sweet 2. Time still going the way of Røkkr.
Big time as well. I mean, maybe Jimbo trying to fight, but actually Havok's letting him pass because Havok trying to make maybe the long-term play. Shoot a couple players in the back, maybe try to flip these spawns. And you see actually Temp right now being the hardcore anchor for the team, but that should make Minnesota's life on the point easier. And there you go. Standy delivers the 2-piece in all of that scrap time. The beautiful 20 seconds they're going to be able to collect. They're going to be in a very strong spot going into this P3.
And again, it's a very slow and quite a pensive hit now from Paris. They don't want to give it the left-hand side of the map. That's good now. Spawns, you saw Gravity appear there. He's the last man. He's the anchor. You desperately don't want to let Røkkr make their way across, but the opportunity was there to try to stop the flow of points. Because right now, again, Røkkr 69 to the lead. As Paris Legion, they've got themselves the next hard point. It's up. Here comes the approach.
And of course, you're actually going to be what, maybe partially, actually, yeah, fully blocking the spawns. They have enough pressure over through docks. Number 3 has just been allowed to walk through the back of the map and win the gunfight. What is Paris even thinking about watching?
And they've got something going on here towards a close point. They've still got the time going their way. They've managed to play sort of what peekaboo on the inside of the hard point. Staying alive. Jimbo, next man up. Good shots again as the high impact plays keep coming. Standy now on the entry. Gravity the last man in. He's going to do what he can to stay alive here. And this is a good break from Røkkr. Late, but not too late. 20 remaining.
I mean, you know, Miles, when we're talking about some of the catastrophic moments, the routes being taken, the one I was thinking of, it was a route yesterday that Gravity took on that hill that in my mind costed his team. And then in this moment, we didn't get to see it from his POV. Maybe he's getting backed down by grenades, but Havok just runs straight up docks for free, gets the kill and sets him up for the break. Paris once again on that hill, dropping the ball.
Haven't dropped the ball just yet on train yard though. They've got themselves in first. Havok winning a big one. He managed to get a nice little corner, tucks himself away, stays alive. Brilliant work there, using the column as cover. Now, he is in. He's managed to get to the back line, not able to get any kills though. Good work from Paris. Defense holds. Johnny loses the gunfight now as Attach and Standy fighting their way through P5. Forward, they now go to that point. Great shots at range from Standy, but you've still got the numbers there from Paris. Look at that right-hand side of the minimap. They're spawning close. The time should still be theirs.
And finally, the nades coming through as well. Maybe just to buy yourself an extra few seconds. And there's the call. Make the move straight up the map. And it takes them a long time to actually get this set up. But you stop the bleeding. And once again, at least the scrap time battle. Minnesota, those final 20 seconds, they get to maintain that lead. And going over towards this P5, sort of similar to the Bocage. Very tight game. I'd say Røkkr, just because they should have the P1 side spawns, they win the gunfights on the left side of the map as well. Should be in a decent spot long term, but obviously it is decent, not easy. Johnny causing all sorts of problems. He's on a 4.
Røkkr do actually have to step things up though. They can't win the game off these 20-second scrap time breaks towards the end of the hills. They have to start picking things up because Paris Legion have been on the rotation gunfights. They've been massive and they're almost there at taking the lead, but a good bit of work there from Havok trying to stay alive. Keep his boys in the fight. But for now, Paris are playing very well here on Berlin. A 6 spree from Johnny. Looking to catch a few more out of this as they're still accumulating time on P5. In a moment, the lead's theirs.
Oh, he might get shot in the back, though, but it's still up. So, hey, maybe this is the opportunity to get the glide. And keep in mind, while we've been watching him go on this spree and cause all of these problems for Minnesota who want the P1 spawns, this has been a massive amount of time collected on P5. So, again, you talk about Johnny being a high-impact player. He does get shut down, doesn't get the glide, but in the meantime, Paris have, in fact, taken that lead. Now we go over towards P1. It can be a money hill, but if you get this break for Legion, you will be in a very sweet spot.
And Gravity, check your corners, lad. That was a barrel, and it was Havok's. Time now going the way of Røkkr back over to P1. Second set is there. The gunfight now continues. The close quarters battle here on the point. Standy finds himself a nice little spot to hide from. Time going the way. No way they check that spot, but into the fight the rest of the squad goes. Now, Røkkr looking to get the lead back, as this is tense moments here on Berlin. The second set is on us. Paris now with a bit of time. Oh my, the flank covered. It's an open field for now. Priestahh wins the foot race.
And he's got to stay alive as well. He is by himself for these 30 seconds. Standy's going to be going on a long flank, but the pressure right now inside the point. You see, Priestahh is going to fall, so by the time the flank comes through, it is now 3 players from Pairs posted up inside the hill. So not great timing to take a route like this, and I think Paris taking full advantage. Standy maybe looking for the big play. He's got the help, and hey, there you go. You get the clearance. So I suppose all is well that ends well. Bit of a scrappy P1, and obviously still a tight game, but over towards P2 we go, and Paris will be there first.
Yeah, Paris once again first in towards these hard points. Rotations down. Havok right off the back of Old into the second. What a shot that was onto the second player. Jimbo gone. Should see the lead change once again. This time, though, Minnesota Røkkr won't be living off of table scraps. They've got the first bite here on the hard point. Timing could be massive here. Havok, target-rich environment, not anymore to be had. Paris Legion, what a break that is. One more player to deal with on the outside, and they've got it. Oh, my word. Paris Legion back in.
In Minnesota right now, you leave one guy in the back, but you gotta fight for this time. 30 seconds is too much just to be giving away. So number 3 trying to make the plays. But speaking of plays made, number 1 Standy just lets him straight pass. But hey, it's a good spawn though. Jimbo gets 1. Priestahh spawns up back docks, and an opportunity, well, not wasted. Jimbo nearly capitalized, but Røkkr get away with 1. In the meantime though, still on this P2, a lot of time going the way of Paris. They're gonna have a, not a great lead, but 20-ish seconds. And I'd say really the biggest thorn in Paris Legion side has been this P3 hill. They can't hold it. Now we get to see if they can break it.
Try and break it now. Dock side not working out. Of course, the stone side of the map. Here comes the hit from P1. Temp, the opening salvo, the covering fire just to get his boys closer. Allow the submachine guns in there to deal the damage. And here comes Johnny through the window. Only finds himself 1. Havok with a nice 2-piece. On a 5 now. Looking to get himself some streaks. Take care of half of the push from Paris Legion. They do get in. Havok though on a 6. Makes it a 7. Unbelievable now. As Paris, the break is done. They do not manage to get in. And Havok has streaks.
I mean, dude, this is the way to do it, man. If you have an SMG on this map that struggles, maybe Havok just says, fine, I will do it myself. Absolutely pop-up performance. Great moment to get the glide, and maybe he'll have to make this investment early on. I suppose Standy actually has found his way deep into the back spawns, but this is a moment where Pairs actually had quite a bit of success on this P4 hill. Standy is still the last man up, and I think Pairs maybe not completely aware, maybe vaguely aware. Number 7 Temp is actually looking for the back child, so they have the heads up, but doesn't mean it makes the glide easy to deal with. But look who dies before the glide gets called in. Standy falls, and that just means you're an extra, 10-15 seconds further away. Standy on the struggle bus.
Yeah, that was step 1 of the plan, was to use the glide. Step 2 was allow Standy to make the plays. Can't get it happen now. Second bite at the cherry, though. Here we go. Jimbo, good coverage. As the play's not quite done yet for Minnesota Røkkr. They've still got numbers up close, but they are running thin. And that is the back line now wide open. And Temp, good eyes on. Paris Legion continuing to hold Berlin here. This is a magnificent bit of work. A late break, not enough. Nades come through. Open field for now. Røkkr need the time.
I mean, hey, 18 seconds. The nades, maybe not quite there. And funnily enough, Minnesota not collecting it yet. I think the nades, at the very least, backing them down. So good tack usage. I mean, hey, that's an extra 10 seconds right there, sort of stripped away. And long term, Pairs have the left side spawns, and I'd say P5 has honestly been one of their stronger hills. Another strong one here, and I mean, you just straight up, you win the series. You get your 3rd of the year. This is it.
This is a big one. This is a massive one now. Røkkr setting up for the hit. They've got themselves P1 covered, but that's all good, guys. You'd absolutely need this time as well. Temp finally brought down. Røkkr now in the hill. Time going their way. Priestahh wins a big one. Still, try to accumulate that time. That's the goal right now. As the 222 of Paris Legion, that is a very dangerous number to see if you are a Røkkr fan. Setting up now for the hit. Johnny through P2. Priestahh, will he make the read? Oh, man, this is tense. Gets his first. The rest of his teammates trying to find kills across the map. Temp now through front tank. Has chance to kills now. Slowly but surely. Røkkr bringing it back.
Oh, they're getting a ball. Dude, what did I try to set up when the hill pop? Pairs had the left side spawns. They dropped that immediately. Now you get flipped out. No success on P5, and maybe stuck in the blender and attached right now with gunfights like that. Not hard to understand why. And on the Roto, the next AR making the big play. Temp, the only man really nearby for Paris Legion. Minnesota, though, they get the control. This is it, Miles. This is the final hill.
Final hill, here we go. Røkkr trying to force the game 5. Paris trying to get the series. As Temp now through the outside they go. 2 Spree as he hits the flank. Timing could be sweet. Timing could be great. The timing is good. The shot's not as much, but the time now going the way of Paris Legion. They're into the point. They're starting to reinforce. You got to go big now, Røkkr. This is it. The last chance in the series.
Winner's bracket or loser's bracket. These are the final moments, and they fall down one by one. Now off spawn, you're stuck in the blender. You're gonna have to flood through the flank. Havok, though, he at least finds 2 somehow, some way. Now you get the opening from the front. Minnesota making the miracle plays.
It's not over just yet, though. Jimbo still trying to stay alive. Now Minnesota back in. Lead change. Tip through the front. Shots are good as Priestahh holds the line. Standy now backing him up on the outside. Final 10, and the win could be here. A big kill from Gravity, but no, it's not enough. We are going to a game 5. It is never chalked as Røkkr stay alive.
And just, I mean, an unbelievably bad game. I mean, just neither team. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Minnesota wanted to win that match. Paris Legion had like 3 opportunities to make some good, clean plays and shut it down. And they just dropped the ball so consistently on Berlin. I mean, dude, when we're looking at it, you get a 3-man wipe on that final hill. Paris Legion have full control. Havok is down by like statue with an SMG, somehow picks up a double kill and opens up the break. Havok cannot get paid enough for that performance. 33 and 22, top damage, gets the glide, helps out on some of these breaks through P4. And obviously the big 2-piece towards the end. I don't know if it's possible to get a second look at that one, but might genuinely just be play of the game. So Havok is a hero, and I'd say out for that, that is just Paris consistently trying to lose.
I mean, I would like to take his player cam reaction and turn it into a gif of just the most wonderful elation, as it is not over yet. We go the distance in our opening series of the day, and this truly is Minnesota Røkkr's fate is back in their hands for a moment. All they need to do is close out Bocage. For Paris Legion, they will be devastated by what they will be considering, and I know the fans are considering, a choke there on Berlin. They're 10 seconds, they had everything going right. My goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen, what a series this is. Not over yet. One final map to decide it all, chance, and God only knows what happens now. Paris Legion, Minnesota Røkkr, game 5 after the break.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by TeamSpeak, the official communication partner of the Call of Duty League. And AimLab, official first-person training partner of the Call of Duty League. Unleash your potential. Upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this. Before that, though, we're going to take a quick look at our Scuff play of the game, giving this one to Havok and his crazy spree chance here on Berlin.
I mean, again, talk about the number of pop-off moments that he was able to collect. Like, this is the start where he's able to get the glide bomb. That also helps on the P3 break. We saw, like, the start of this was over towards P2, where he's popping pieces inside of the hills. Using the glide bomb works, and I think that look says it all, bro. He's making plays the entire time just to win by 10 points. Havok was truly going through it. And not only that, even the two-piece he gets towards the end of breakthrough P1, most impactful two-piece, I think, of the entire map. So Havok played out of his mind on Berlin. And now we go into a Bokkaj that I think is a very strong map for Minnesota. Like, Miles, obviously, I've ragged on Standy just a little bit for the series on the Tuscan S&D. Don't like some of the things that's been going on the Berlin, you know, letting players through on the flank nearly to break spawns, bad timing when his teammates are calling in the glide bombs. But Search and Destroy has been his bread and butter, and especially so on Bokkaj. Standy is literally like 30 or 31% of his team's kills on this map. So he is now in his comfort zone, and I think that's going to help Minnesota as a whole. They will be very happy to see this Bokkaj for the map 5. Granted, it doesn't make it easier. Obviously, Paris have been putting themselves in very good spots. Paris just seemingly do not want to win, but now that you've made it, you got past the Berlin, a lot of that pressure is off, and I suppose now, especially if you're playing 3v4, Johnny's not there. That makes your life so much easier.
It does. The first blood's certainly got out of the question for Paris Legion, but yeah, we'll see if Standy can bring the numbers and the play he is so known and loved for. The rest of the team, though, for Minnesota Røkkr, there is a new lease on life right now. Those vibes have changed. The smiles are attached. Priest has got a little smirk going on. Everyone's feeling it. As now for Paris Legion back in familiar territory. Every time they've won a series, it has been in a game 5. They've lost just as many, if not more. But here we go. One more map to decide it all. And again, for Røkkr, it cannot be understated how important this series is in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, it's just, it truly is everything. The setup potentially, well, not the setup for champs, obviously, because again, anything can happen at the major, but because there are, you know, 6 teams, I think right now in the league whose fate for champs will be decided at this upcoming major, you need to put yourself in the best possible spot going into it. So this is the opportunity for Minnesota to jump up, to get into the top 8, to get a little bit of buffer room against LAG in Florida, obviously, who each have their own series to play, but to get into the winners bracket. So it is the setup for the home stretch of your year. And again, technically, it is the best case scenario to be going against Paris. Obviously, it has been a very difficult road just for these guys to get to the map 5, but they made it. They get to the cage.
We get to the cage. We get to throw it all down here once more. But yeah, think of all the teams that are throwing as much positive vibes the way of Paris right now. I know the Mutineers are out there doing it, Subliners out there. I wouldn't be too surprised if, you know, the LA Thieves are trying to see some success there. They don't want to see Røkkr win this. They don't want to see Røkkr make it into the winners bracket, and they don't want to see them get those extra 10 points and change the standings. We will see, though. One final map to decide it all. Oh my goodness, I am excited. Oh, and 10 grand. And 10 G's, baby.
I mean, again, for everything that Minnesota is playing for, it is the setup for the year. It is the opportunity. Because again, I would say Minnesota firmly in the category of a team that have the potential to win an event, just because anyone that shows up to an event at this point seems like they have that potential. So you get the champs. This is the setup for the year. They are fighting for everything. And obviously the best team at, well, a 3v4. We'll see if that holds true. Already a 3 versus 4. They get the bomb down. They don't have the man advantage, but hey, they're number 1 in this situation.
Let's see how it goes. Retake now from Paris. They're already getting themselves close enough to the bomb. Standy might time this so well. This could be huge. Are they going to check it? Oh, ooh, no! That's a big old turn. And that is all down to gravity in the back line. Minnesota Røkkr. It's a delightful opening round. Havok going to get the last as well. Doing great after that one.
Yo, shout out Carson, by the way, for the stat that popped up. Number 1 team in 3v4s on Bokkaj. What do we get round 1? A 3v4 on Bokkaj. And I don't even know how he reads that. I thought for a moment Temp broke out of the back window, but that wasn't the case. Standy has zero intel on that gunfight. It just Spidey sense is tingling. Talk about a massive one to win. So again, Standy, a player to always pay attention to, especially on this map, makes the big play round one. Massive way to kick things off.
Deep breath once again. Jimbo now, bomb in hand, trying to make it towards the A-bomb site for Paris Legion. And they won't find anything. Attach might, and he does. First blood, Røkkr.
Their clean movement as well, just to break through that wall. Not an easy thing to do, but Attach does it like a menace. So now you get a 4v3 opportunity. So Minnesota great at the 3v4s. You got to imagine even better when they have that life advantage.
And Jimbo's trying to find himself into a soft spot now when Minnesota Røkkr maybe don't have eyes. And for that, we will see if it comes through. Shots are out. Bomb's making his way through. Great timing. Catches himself attached now. 3v3, 45 on the clock.
And Priestahh, funnily enough, gets down towards Røkkr. Dude, this is playing out like the Tuscan, where you just flip spawns, basically. And this might be 2 3v4s back-to-back. You're finding the picks. Yeah, Jimbo, that got the intel on Priestahh, delivers the kill to his teammate.
Whoop.
And that could have been the best timing possible, but instead, maybe the worst time. Not a lot of intel Minnesota are working with. And that is not the bomb carrier.
And it's the Stavok duo. They might be able to get something going here. Havok, what a shot on the second. Unreal. Gravity, though, makes it a 1v1 and wins it. He catches Standy unaware. And he brings down Havok as well. Gravity, keeping the boys in it.
Yeah, maybe a little hype from Johnny, or maybe just conversation for the next round. But Havok tries to make the big play. I mean, he absolutely delivers, but that is the downside of not having the man advantage. You see what was happening in the background. Gravity jumping up, breaking through the wall up top grannies, shoots a player in the back, and, well, obviously makes that 2 for 2. So nice little clutch from Tom Gravity in that moment. And maybe the strat is don't get first blood, you know?
Maybe. Good luck. Gravity gets shots, catches at least one. Trades come through. Early exit for Standy here in the round. You do manage to get the bomb very close towards the B-bomb site. Oh, the Jimbo with the beautiful reads. Beautiful reads. Textbook, baby. 3v2 now. Røkkr are in trouble. And attach. No. Yeah. Jimbo finds another 1v3 for Priestahh.
I mean, they just dominated the information game in that moment. I think Temp spotted Attach jumping up into the window to hand deliver Jimbo an easy kill. Jimbo makes the perfect read out by street. Now Johnny spots Priestahh, and like dominoes, they fall. And that is technically the first round where the first blood actually gets converted to a round win. But that is Paris just looking clean on defense. Again, they were 0-4 throughout this stage in Search and Destroy coming into the series. They got their first S&D win against Minnesota Røkkr on map 2.
Jimbo influential in the round. 2 great kills for him, help set the team up for success. They win the war of information. And now they have the lead here in the game 5. Offensive round now for Paris. And it's a heavy lean towards B. But again, on a map like Bocage, anything can happen.
I think Minnesota going for a very passive setup on defense. So Paris Legion maybe going to take their time, feel out the round just a little bit. I don't think a ton of nades and tacks have gone through. I think most of the investment had been on the side of Minnesota Røkkr. So as soon as you get a little bit of intel, maybe Paris will start chucking some of those. Or here you go, stuns ringing out, checking all the corners over by Zig.
Running out of stuff to throw at each other. 50 seconds on the clock now. Noise being made. Here we go. We've managed to infiltrate inside grannies. I say infiltrate. It's more of a breach and clear. Havok managed to get the first blood on the Jimbo. Heavily tagged. Will Temp check this corner before the regen happens? The answer is no. And they're both regened up now. Here we go, boys. Round 2.
Yeah, Havok has more help, though. You over peak, and Attach could be there from the trades on top of the tank, but Temp trying to find the opening. In the meantime, Havok just finding all the kills. Finally, he gets traded, but Temp has to dip out down low. And keep in mind, only 20 seconds on the clock. Johnny trying to go over towards B, or maybe looking for up top. They are running out of time.
Running out of time, but they're able to make how? No, it's done. The round is surely finished now. Temp in the 1v3, let alone the fact the bomb is down. Røkkr, you bleed out the options from Paris. The clock comes into effect. And Havok, again, what a wonderful opening from him. I think it was 3 kills on the round. Great work, Røkkr.
And even just, I mean, again, you know, I know the first 2 rounds, the first bloods didn't actually pay off, but especially when that bomb is leaning towards the A site, especially if Havok is winning the gunfight on the bomb carrier, obviously that just breaks the round down. So That was your MVP on map 4, and right now Havok putting in the work on map 5 as well. It's only round number 5, and he already has 6 kills to his name.
Blow for blow, though, we are leveled up at 2-2. Røkkr like these sort of more pensive openings and or the defensive rounds as well. Sticking towards the back side of the map, waiting for anyone on Paris to make the move, but Paris just as stalwart in their defense. No one letting anything through just yet. No one showing any hands. We wait.
I think, yeah, no nades and tacks connecting either, so both teams playing around it. I think later on in this round, the question honestly might just be how well Minnesota read the spot that Johnny is playing at the moment. If they elect to actually go towards A, and, well, if they come towards B, gravity back L, not a fun man to deal with. And only 40 seconds left on the clock. Røkkr taking their time to make the play call, but again, Johnny is the player they're leaning towards. Do they sniff this one out?
It's time to go. It's now 30 seconds remaining. Noise being made. Middle of the map is heavily populated now by Minnesota Røkkr players. On the cross, Havok gets tagged up. That stun's going to land as well. Will it heal him? No. It will keep him damaged. Less than 20 to play with now. B-bomb site is wide open. Should be able to get the plant. Should be able to add time to this one. But Paris yet to spot too many on the defense. There's one. Trades come through. Havok with the opening blood. And this is going to get mixy real fast.
Well, Paris just have no idea. They're giving up the bomb plant for free. They were reading A this entire time, and they read wrong. Havok strikes again, and man advantage for Røkkr. Havok in a corner. You got to clear him out quickly, because now you're running out of time.
Here we go. Shoes on the other foot now. 30 seconds. Opening salvos. Havok finds himself another 3 now in the round. This is a big one for Gravity. He's got to go huge. He's got Standy covering the bomb as well. Timing could work out indeed, and it does not. Right place, right time, and a magnificent bit of work from Havok and Standy in the round.
And just another moment where it feels like they are just letting Paris make the mistakes. I don't know how you don't make that read, or why your only defender that is even possible defending the B bomb site is overcommitting and just hard reading A in that moment. It didn't seem like there was any pressure from Røkkr really on like the P2 side of the map. Havok only showed presence like bottom grannies, basically like towards the middle of the map. So Paris just completely unable to, orchestrate what was happening in that round, and all that time that Minnesota spent just hanging out ends up paying off for him.
Priestahh first blood. As these teams, they are playing each other real close. Johnny has not been nearly as influential as he was in the Tuscan at 1 and 4 thus far. Just over a minute to work with now. And Paris Legion with a man down are still working their way forward, trying to wait out the ordnance being thrown by Røkkr.
See Priestahh getting back down as well, and I was going to say maybe an opening for Jimbo to make a move, but not a fun side of the map to deal with. But it's not like this is any more fun. You break in straight into Havok, who for the first time doesn't pick up the 2-piece. The Røkkr still have that man advantage.
So he picks it right back up, and what a win that is. Nice stun check. Here comes Gravity as well, and Standy with the 2, Standy with a round.
Yeah, this is looking like it's it to me. Miles Paris just not playing well in the slightest. Very animated and a lot more. Again, Standy loves him this map. Honestly, both the SMGs right now from Minnesota on Bocage having themselves an absolutely dandy time. And I'd say an animated Havok is a Havok that is frying. And obviously Standy with the 2-piece as well. Easy follow-ups, easy reads.
It's nice to see that. It's nice to see the growing sort of camaraderie and the chemistry between Standy and Havok developing since he joined the roster. 4 spree for Standy now. Wow, it sounded like someone had a minigun on the other side of the map.
Well, this is almost the exact same setup last go around. Minnesota's certainly leaning towards B a little bit heavier, but certainly nothing crazy. And this is playing out almost exactly the way Minnesota's Røkkr previous round of attack went. And I think they let the clock wind down about 30 seconds before they really started making moves. Now there's 50 on the clock and they're working grandmas.
Here we go. Havok's in. Breach and clear. Top side of Granny's now safe. Attached getting the kills as well. The round is over. Røkkr. Uh-oh. They're starting to believe.
Yeah, Paris aren't winning the rounds that they should be winning. They weren't winning again, even going to that P5 on Berlin where Paris had the left side spawns and they give it up just instantly. Not good Call of Duty being played on one side. If you're not winning the rounds, you should win. And now Røkkr, they've hit their stride, picking them apart. Easy strat call as well. I think it was Jimbo that breaks like the the door, window, whatever it is, the wall up in top Grandma's, and Havok just says, thank you very much. I'll take the free first blood, and 1 round away from icing up.
Trades there. Standy making the first. He's immediately picked up there by Johnny. 3v3. As if those two players were never involved in the map. Here we go. As Paris are just on the outskirts of Granny's Temple, a nice pick down a Priestahh. This gives you a lot of space to work with now as you make your way towards that B-bomb side of the map, though. However, attached, tagged up. This nade, oh my word, through the most deadly of foliage. Doesn't catch Johnny. Plant is down.
Oh, and yet couldn't quite take that gunfight down. Could have been the opener, but does leave attached, and now the 1 versus 3 bomb down. He'll take the freebie. Good chunk of time to work with, in all honesty. And Johnny has sort of kept himself on the bomb. I don't know if Attach makes his read, and Attach is also running out of time and still one of the best headies in the game. So small window of opportunity. Paris completely closes the door. Stay alive. And keep the nightmare situation still in play. Still
Temp's
looking for their 3rd win.
Oh, sorry, brother. Temp's patience there certainly paying off. Holding that angle, knowing full well you've got Attach trapped in the tower. There's no getting out. If he goes through the front, he's going to run into Johnny. If he goes through the back, he runs into Temp. Skycam had that covered as well there, but for now, we do remain on match point. Minnesota Røkkr. As Paris have got to rip 3 rounds back to back to do the unthinkable.
And Temp is thinking about it, man. He is thinking about making this play on the flank. Priestahh on just an absolutely godlike heady in the back, and I think Temp knows. Well, if he did it before, he certainly does now, and yeah, that'll shut that play down. No making moves on this side of the map, but at the same time, this is Røkkr now 3 rounds in a row on the attack, where very stagnant, happy to take their time, and in these moments, they are 2 for 2. They're looking for the 3rd.
My word. All sorts got thrown at Gravity there. I think they might have come from Havok in mid, but Johnny, eyes are on. Not going to let anyone get through this. Here comes the play from Røkkr. They've made their way forward. Gravity will be the man to watch this. Standy with the bomb carry. He is the tip of the spear right now for Røkkr. 30 on the clock.
Hey, you need a nade to take Gravity down, or at least to make things, interesting. Ooh. If you don't have the stuns and tacks or anything, you'll be posted up. But this is not fun to try to get to this B site. Only 20 seconds left.
Standy's managed to make it through. He's on the bomb. He's going to get the plant. Gravity with the first blood. There's 15 seconds remaining, but the plant will come through now. Paris Legion have the numbers. Røkkr, though.
Oh, my God.
What have they got? They seem to have some kind of divine purpose to drive this one home. It's a 2v2. Gravity wins the fight on the flank. All of it comes down to Attach.
He's watching the cross, though. He knows Gravity hasn't actually moved over towards the bomb site, but he's got to be worried about Temp. At some point, you got to flood out and check this bomb, and maybe Gravity fans into him, or maybe Gravity guns him down. An ace on the round, the first blood in the final kill. Gravity clutching up for Legion. This map ain't over yet.
It began and ended with Gravity. A sensational round to stay alive for Paris Legion. Back to the drawing board we go for Røkkr on those offensive rounds. They took a long time to get in a position. And even with that post-plant setup, Paris, a special something keeping them alive. We go again further into the search. 5-4.
I mean, this is one team, nothing to lose. I mean, they can hit something, they can make a play, or try to find some opportunity. More aggressive on the map now. Trying to clear out everything, make sure no one's playing some sneaky corner, not laying down in a cheeky spot. Maybe long-term, Standy can think about a flank, but right now you're looking for the bloods, and you are just, I mean, you're fighting with X-rays.
Pixel perfect gameplay required at that sort of range, and not an easy thing to do in Vanguard. Forward Paris go. Into the guns of Priestahh. And there it is, Standy with the opening blood. An unbelievable hit, in and out. Surgical precision to stay alive as well. That is a tremendous opening kill. The bomb is directly down on the bomb site.
Bomb's down, and Standy's in the best corner. You have to read this corner, but Standy turned at perfect time. Standy with number 2 in the round. Trying to clutch up for the team. 3 versus 2. You gotta know you hit bomb down.
Certainly. Gravity. An ace in the former. 25 on the clock now. Just waiting for anything. He and Temp now. A delicate bit of work to take their way into top grannies, and now they're there. Havok on the stairwell. Shots are in. Damage dealt. Here comes the shuffle, and Standy, it's his 3rd kill on the round. And that is it. It is over. The final kill lands. It was 3 from Standy the final round. That is Minnesota Røkkr, not only $10,000 richer, but they find themselves in the winner's bracket at the upcoming major.
I mean, good God, just the level of stress. Heartbeat pumping, but Minnesota deliver. And hey, man, you get Standy to that map 5, you get him to the cage in S&D, and you will have a good time as the ever impactful First Blood gets the bomb down on site. And honestly, that's pretty much the kill that seals the deal, but follows it up with 2 more. And by the hair of their chinny chin chin, Minnesota Røkkr deliver. And now put on the pressure on everybody else. Now the pressure kicks up tenfold for LAG, tenfold for Florida Mutineers, and even extra for the New York Subliners. Minnesota, they have done their job. They've had a successful qualifying stage. Maybe not as good as they wanted, but good enough to put themselves in a good spot come this New York major.
My word, what a spicy, spicy series. An exciting one and an important one for Røkkr. For Paris, once again, commiserations. So close yet so far in their 3rd, well, what could have been their 3rd series victory of the year. If anything, though, I mean, they are coming into this major looking more and more dangerous as each series goes by. So we've set them up perfectly now. Røkkr have managed to get themselves winners bracket. They've got themselves in a good spot. Destiny is still in their hands when it comes to making champs. However, the wild card that is Paris Legion continues to permeate its way through the league, and God only knows what they're going to do when we get to New York. It is going to be one hell of a major.
Yeah, maybe Paris are saving their Dagger series for LAN, but whatever it is, I mean, you know, this game they played a fair bit better, gotta say, at least for the Game 5 Bocage. I think they really only threw away maybe 1 round in my mind, but just a couple maps where they just, you know, have those catastrophic breaks down, but maybe they're just saving it for LAN, Miles, you know? Save it till the end.
Just save it all to the end. Wow, what a scary series. Comes to a close, 6-4, the final result there on Bocage, as Minnesota Røkkr do walk away with the win. And of course, our victory there in the bounty match as well. That's winners bracket sorted. That's 10 more points. They've changed the standings now. You can go to bed very happy, Røkkr fans. You came pretty close, but we're done. Desk, take it away.
I want to give a shout out to everybody over there at the Minnesota Røkkr watch party right now. I'm not going to lie. Big win. Yeah, it was kind of stressful, but yo, it looked a lot of fun, man.
It looked like a vibe out there, man, but I'm telling you, like, they were comfortable early on in the series, and then it had to have gotten stressful. I mean, we're talking round 11s. We're talking a game 5 that was crazy, a nail biter in the hard point. That was a series that had everything you could have wanted.
But check this out. This was a series of everything the Minnesota Røkkr fans wanted, because now they got the win. They got 10 points. Let's take a look at the seeding points right now, because Minnesota Røkkr, in talks about the bubble, they were on the outside looking in for most of the season. And now look, 7th place, 140, sitting comfortably. This is exactly where they wanted to be, Allie.
No, I'm right there with you. They've now pushed their way into the bubble to tie up with Los Angeles Thieves. Now, they are going to play later on today against Florida Mutineers, so that should get a little worrisome for the Minnesota Røkkr, because if Thieves win that, obviously they will make that overtake. But also, if Florida win it, then they make a 3-way tie going into that top 8 situation, but obviously a better situation than they were previously in.
All right, so Nameless, man, I got to ask you, when it came to the series right here, what do you have to say?
I mean, there's so many takeaways that I have. You know, honestly, Paris had a couple good moments. That round 11 was gorgeous that we saw in that game, too. But honestly, for Minnesota Røkkr, Havok made some huge plays.
Yes.
We're talking the last 2 maps. What we saw him do in that hard point at the end, getting those 2 huge kills, massive for the turnaround there. And then in the S&D, like, he was just unstoppable around tools. Like, he was doing exactly what they needed him to do, picking up bloods, getting the kills when need be. The kid is just a beast.
Oh, well, speaking of Havok, we actually have a game fuel victory spotlight with the one and only, actually, your ex-teammate. And you know what, Nameless, man? You was just talking about him. Go ahead and ask him a question.
I just want to ask you, like, you guys seem like you're, you know, picking up some things, getting better in these last couple of matches. The search and destroy is looking a little bit cleaner. But for you guys, what's the main focus going into the major? Like, where are you guys trying to ISO and be like, if we fix that, then we're ready for a championship?
Man, honestly, we've been taking it match by match, that I don't think we've gotten to the point of like, what's the game plan going into the major, because the game plan the past week has been win these 2 matches, get winners bracket. So I'm sure we're going to get in our bag going forward for a game plan going into the major, but man, I'm just stoked we secured that winner spot.
Yeah, no, that was huge, Havok, especially when you turned up there in the final moments of that Berlin, and then to continue that into the search and destroy. That was what we were waiting to see, what you added to this team as well moving forward. I will ask, though, you guys seem to go up very early in the series, taking the first hard point, and then struggling to close out and end up making it harder for yourselves getting into that game 5. Do you have any insight as to why you guys struggled to close out so much earlier when it comes to these series?
I mean, the S&D, like I said, it's Vanguard. The S&D came down to a 6-5. We definitely trolled a little bit. And that was pretty heartbreaking. We had a round where we had numbers and lost, but and then going into the Gavudu control, we haven't had a lot of reps on Gavudu control in matches, and we had the tick lead, and then we just got spawn killed for the rest of the game, which is like really annoying. But I mean, we iced up when it matters, and I'm really proud of like how we stayed composed and won that series.
I'm really proud of how you guys stay composed. Hey, Havok, you've had a crazy year, dude. You challenged this team coming up to the CDL to a Minnesota Røkkr team that needed some, life breathed into them, right? But the thing is, you came in, you produced, you guys are doing good now. You're in 7th place. How happy are you with how this year turned out for you specifically?
I wouldn't say I'm happy yet. I just feel a huge sigh of relief right now. Just winning that. I think I'll be happy.